and gentlemen, this is Freedom Report. The broadcast will start shortly after this brief song.
I got arrested just a few days ago in a sting operation for my 13th time. My brother's 16th time. I mean, we are beating some Guinness Book of Records. This is unbelievable. I would never think that in Canada you would have to do this. It's unbelievable.
Stefanos, you're frozen. Oh man, they gotta change your modem.
1 hour later.
Forgive my paper here, but you know what? When it's that song, you write on anything you get. God bless you. Amen. Thank you.
Very large crowd here. So, very large line of protesters, very large line of police and riot police who are actually moving further. But I was, just before I even turned this phone on, they weren't coming over this snow hill up here, but here, I'll show you everybody. Yeah, they're coming over this snowbank and they're going to want to push everybody out of here.
Ed, you're muted.
Well, I'm just going to start by saying I never expected to be the guy in front of the cameras, in front of the media. I just wanted to grill. I just wanted to run my business, sell our sandwiches and our platters of meat, give good job opportunities to people, and try to enrich my local community with the kind of food that I can make. I've been put in this strange position where I had no choice but to engage in civil disobedience. So.
A lot bigger crowd than Edmonton. I salute you all, freedom fighters. I'm a freedom-loving pathologist, and I've got a big career on the line here. I've spent my entire life in evidence-based medicine, being a good guy, a soldier for organized medicine, and in that's not good enough. I'm spreading, according to them, misinformation, except the only problem is they won't tell you what the information is that I'm misinforming you about.
But you told me that they had their safeties off, right?
Well, there was one guy standing there with the AR, there was kids around, and one fellow said, why do you have ARs, full tactical gear, with you when we're unarmed, and there's kids around?
Oh, there we go. Playing most games again.
Yeah.
So, so this is gonna be what you want to share out, guys.
Freedom Report has special guests like April Lejeune, Pat King, Conrad R.C. Goodser, Artur Pulowski, Misty Wind, Mike Martins, Chris Sky, Jason J. Manpachernik, Aaron Barker, Dr. Daniel Nagase, Adam Skelly.
And you have to prove that you have a lawful reason to be there. And I say your lawful reason is Section 6 of the...
You have a lawful reason to be here because you're a citizen of Canada.
That's right.
Everything about all the corruption and the voting scandals. Just wait till
they started coming in and taking people's stuff again, and I thought that was illegal. They just said that the first time. They're supposed to return everything.
Freedom Report. Broadcast starts now. Thank you for watching.
Well, hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. We got Stefanos in the green room. We got Danny DeSantis waiting. Got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. Hoping to get some updates on what's going on with Ottawa. And don't be looking for Derek. I don't know what happened to him today, but I was talking to him earlier. And I don't know where he is right now. So you got to bear with me tonight. Hey, Stefanos, what's happening?
Hey, Ed, how's it going? Not too much going on today. A little bit of, a little craziness. I haven't heard too much. Just stepped in a few minutes ago, but still, I still haven't heard anything about Pat. And what did I see? I seen a bunch of an article about the police chief in Ottawa stepping in and kicking all the police complaints out. So they're scrambling. We all seen the Rebel News getting the Freedom of Information and the RCMP and come.
Gonna do one of those, are you?
1 hour later.
A few moments later. A few moments later.
There it goes. You're back.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, Jeremy, hey, little puke. No, you're the only one who hits that glass pipe, you little bastard. So go jump in the lake. It's our loser from Pizzeriaville in Ottawa again, trolling. You might want to give him a little boot.
Where is he?
Jeremy, whatever. Cousieau.
Yeah.
AU. The little kid, the little child, the Antifa guy. You know who he is.
Even some people on the left wake up occasionally. I've seen it happen. You'd be surprised.
This kid was supposedly on the right, and then he went and jumped with Antifa and posted his picture with Antifa, saying, us Antifa stick together. So, and that's why he tried to set up Chris Sky, obviously, and try to get that video and then attempt to extort him for money. I got all the text messages. And then when he got arrested for the pizzeria incident, he came crying to me looking for a lawyer. Can you get me a lawyer? Wah! I got all those text messages too. That's what a child is, not man enough to take action or responsibility for his action. Little kids. And that's what Antifa is. We've all seen the videos where the mothers come out and give their kids a beating. What are you doing out here? Slap them up, and they're crying and everything. Same crap, always.
So maybe his mother wasn't tough enough on him.
Well, who knows where his mother is? I don't know anything about his mother, but if she ever watches this, I hope she steps in and slaps him up pretty good. Little crack smoker.
Okay, so we just started talking about what's happening with the Ottawa Bikers. I'm looking for an update sometime in the middle of the show. I have been speaking to a bunch of people behind the scenes. I don't know if you guys have seen the videos, but it was that guy from the shed, live from the shed. He put up a video.
Yeah. Ed, did you see the Twitter post that the mayor made after they made that statement? He released a statement saying, oh, no, it's not true, but it is true. They've banned all vehicles all in through Ottawa there. So isn't that the what do they call that? The pot calling the kettle black or something like that. So, or is it the kettle calling the kettle or the pot black or whatever? But there you go. They're just trying to do damage control, and that coincides with the Ottawa and the police trying to scrub all the insults they were saying about the people there and the jack boots and all this other stuff. So
he lives with his grandparents, so they spoiled him rotten, probably.
Oh, well, there you go. It explains a lot.
Or maybe the kids, the parents are messed up. That's why they got to go live with the grandparents. So he really can't.
Yeah.
I don't know. How much can you blame the actual individual? A lot of people are influenced by their environment, right?
Yeah, but Ed, the brain develops at around the age of 21 or so, where they can tell right from wrong. And obviously, he's got developmental issues, I would believe, because he can't tell the difference.
Oh, they're having another festival in Ottawa. A pouting festival.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
Oh, nice. Uh-oh, looks like they got no internet in BC. They're trying.
Oh, they shut them all down?
I don't know. Actually, guys, we're gonna have to get you're gonna have to get extensions for your Brave browsers, and get ready if the internet goes down. Damn it! Where are my notes? We're working on a solution for when the internet does go down. It's not on this page. Where the hell did I put it? Okay, ipfs.zil. You're gonna have to get an extension to run that. So it's an unstoppable domains extensions is what you're gonna have to add to your Brave browser. This will get around everything if they shut down the internet big time. So they're gonna be there'll be blockchain websites that will still be running. And we lost Danny, who was supposed to come in any minute now. Huh. So I'm working on that. Oh, he's back now. Danny, you ready to come in? Oh, you're in now. How's it going?
Boom. What's going on, guys? Sorry, I always have this problem with these chats. I press the wrong button. I'm a dinosaur, guys. I mean, and then I got to go back into the email stuff. How's everybody doing?
What do you mean you're a dinosaur? You're just a kid, man. You're a lot younger than me.
Yeah, but as I grew up, I worked hard and I wasn't into the whole computer stuff, right? So I'm not savvy. As much as I invested in a software company, we're still doing our stuff, but I'm not really techie savvy, but it's all good. Whatever. So what's going on in Ottawa? What's up with this chief of police, guys? Holy moly, what's going on?
Well, they're having a pouting festival.
What's that?
It's going to be a pouting festival.
I think it's supposed to be a poutine festival. I don't think it's a pouting. I think it might have been a misprint there, if I'm not mistaken. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong.
Poutine? Okay.
No, like, what's up with this chief of police saying that he doesn't want to allow people to protest? I mean, we've witnessed it already once, many times in the last 2.5 years, but you see what's going on, how it was such a scam. And now they're going to pull that with the bikers. And apparently after that, we're going to have the vets going down there. They want to protest as well. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, good luck keeping the vets out of there at the end of June.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't put it past us. You've seen what they've done to, how many of the vets were there when the big truck rally was? There was a lot of them there, right? This is we have a tyrant. We have a tyrant leading this country, which is terrible. But we need to continue the protest and the pressure. Sorry, guys, I'm just taking my vaccination right here.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the bikers and everything are supposed to be for the epitaph there for the veterans because they were so disrespected when police tried to barricade it off and it was desecrated by, we know, Antifa. And this is why the city of Ottawa, before all this garbage happened, it was ruled a legal protest, and it was legal protest again, which had the other suit thrown out. So now that all the bikers are coming in and veterans and everything, all of a sudden, and they've been working with police. I just want to say something quick. When you guys are going to go have a peaceful protest, as you're allowed under the under the Constitution, do not contact police. Just go in and do your peaceful protest. Period. Mm-hmm. No. There is no requirement that you work with police or anything. As a matter of fact, there is a law that says that you do not cooperate with police. So Just go in and do your protest, because now you've given all your plans, how you were going to do everything, because you have good intentions. You want to keep it peaceful. But what happens is tyrannical communist dictatorship government takes over and says no vehicles allowed whatsoever. Don't get permits for protests. They're not required. That's actually an unconstitutional bylaw. And when you do such a thing, you're now agreeing to their bylaw rules and conditions. So do not do that. Go in, have your protests, period. That's it. And the police chief, yeah, he took all the complaints that were on the police and just threw them out. And there's already been a ruling on this that they can't do that. They even went as far as try to say that you can't sue them after they do that. And of course, that went down in flames also. It was a case in Fort Erie down in Niagara here. So that tells you everything.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. You know, it's funny. We had it wasn't even a protest. It was more of we had a nice little gathering. Take Action Canada had a little gathering, St. Paddy's Day, and it was everyone was on the street. They were doing their thing for St. Paddy's, and Take Action and a group of us. I was there as well. We decided to have a little gathering right there at Nathan Phillips Square. And I would say a good 200-300 people were there at the time, a little early. And they got harassed by security over there, Nathan Phillips Square. And that's the way to do it, is the way they did it. You just go in there, bring your people, announce that you're doing what you're doing. And what disturbed me is when I'm watching, I see the security guys assemble. They're assembling. There's about 5, 6, 7 of them. And it was really interesting because it felt intimidating, knowing I'm watching that there's kids there and there's, families and the whole thing. And you have St. Paddy's over there, which is great. We're kind of integrating it together. Knowing that we had the flags there and there were some very, freedom stuff and all that. And they try to push it to shut down this little gathering. So I had enough and I was at my wits. I was like, you know what? I hate to do this, but I'm going to do it. I ended up, and this is maybe what we need to do. So I went up to the guy and I had a chat with him. And I said, why, what is all this? I go, everyone else is celebrating St. Paddy's Day everywhere. It's all over the place. Bloor Street, Queen Street, jammed, the parade. I go, and you guys are picking on these guys? We're still celebrating St. Paddy's Day. What's the problem? And I said, you know what? Let me play hardball with this guy. I hate to have done this, but I did it. I took the guy aside and I said, I'm going to tell you, I guess you're taking instructions from John Tory. And I said to the guy, I go, soon there's going to be election in the city of Toronto, and there might be someone that's going to run against John Tory. And if that guy gets elected, I'm going to tell you that guy might have a problem knowing that you want to shut down Family Day, because that's essentially what it was. It was for children. Family Day were integrated with St. Paddy's Day. And it was, and I introduced him. I said, listen, that guy might be me. And I'm going to remember you. And I'm going to remember, I was like, you know what? Maybe this is what we have to do. We have to put the pressure right back on these guys. And let me tell you something. I told the guy, I says, I'm going to go for a little walk. I jumped on the parade there. I came back and they came up to me and they said, because I told him, I said, sometimes you got to have a blind eye. He comes up to me and goes, you know what? I think you're right. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, you guys, it's peaceful. I go, it's not me, guys. I go, there is no harm here. You allowed people to put tents at Nathan Phillips Square for a month. If you guys remember, what was it? 3 years ago? I think it was two years ago. I don't remember what it was. It was a while ago. And you guys are worried about people with some music, friendly kids? And he goes, no, you're right. He goes, and he left it. So I said to him, I go, look, honestly, I respect that. I go, and I take back the words I said, but I'm going to be honest. I go, I want these people that security need to stop this bias, craziness, plain politics and start doing the right thing. And maybe that's what we need to do. We need to put the pressure on these guys and let them know that we're not going to tolerate it. I sure as hell won't. And it worked. So maybe that's what we got to do more of. There you go.
So, what is it that's motivated you to run for mayor?
Well, I didn't announce yet again, but anyway, because Ed, I keep saying I can protest, I can join the rally, or I go out there, put my name and run. And I don't even trust the electoral system. I don't trust any of it, not federally, not provincially, not municipally. But I always say, well, let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. I want to stop this craziness with everything. Everything's politics. It's these narratives, and he's racist and is the white supremacist. It's unbelievable. All these narratives. And I think that we need to restore a lot of things. The mayor has a lot of power, tremendous amount of power, and we need to get in there, and we need to put a little bit of pressure on the mainstream media. And I'm prepared to do it. I have a great idea what we can do. So for some honest journalism, but I'd have to get in there first. So I need, look, if anyone in the city of Toronto is watching this, get involved, because I'm going to need people on the ground. I need a lot of people on the ground. And simple. It's either we fight this together. I just need people to support and come out. We need support on the ground, putting down flyers, putting the word out, talking about why I'm running. And this is our shot, because I'm going to give one shot at this. I'm putting a lot of time and effort. I'm putting a lot of a good little movement together, and I think people should be very excited. Someone that wants to. I'm not a politician, right? I'm a third-class citizen, just like everybody else, right? And I just want to give it a shot for the people. Give them some hope. So I figure, and it's a beautiful thing knowing that I am a DeSantis, and DeSantis is about freedom. DeSantis is about allowing people to speak free, allowing people to assemble, allowing people to, as long as you're not harming anything or anybody, we need to stop these politicians to attack and divide people. So we're going to do a lot of good things. I want to empower an outlet. I'd have a beautiful way of competing against the mainstream media. The city of Toronto's got a portal that people can plug in, with, they can watch, when they watch the city councilors debating and talk. Why can't we use that with reporting with the city of Toronto? And it doesn't have to be about promoting DeSantis. I'm not here to, I don't need it, but I want real reporting. If the mainstream media is not going to report that there's a rally of over 10,000 people on a worldwide rally or whatever it is, then we will allow the reporters to do reporting, and we'll get independent journalism. We'll hire them in the city of Toronto, and their job is to report everything, including festivals, everything. And that's how we can compete with all these mainstream media that are not been fair and they're not reporting properly. So if you are part of the mainstream media and you're listening to this and I get elected, I will promise you all that I'm going to put you all on check. And that's what I'm going to do. And that's what we need to do. So there you have it.
Well, when I was working with Kevin, I says, if you became mayor, would you have the ability to, say, increase commercial taxes on, say, broadcasting companies?
That'd be a great idea.
And if they're lying, every time they lie, you double their taxes.
Well, we're gonna put them on check, and we're gonna look. I already know if I were to be elected, I know that they're going to attack me regardless. So I'm prepared. I've already said I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. So bring it. So it's going to be very, very straightforward with me. I'm not going to tolerate that stuff with any of them. So all of them, they come together and they can do and say what they want to do. It's no problem. But we're going to put them on check. And if they cross the line, like the Star did a couple times, and they come out with these these articles that divide people. I've talked about this, and it's almost, because I've seen hate mail come. I've seen hate articles come out of the Star. I hate to say it. Then my chief of police, if I'm the mayor, will have to do what he has to do. And if that means prosecute a journalist because he's spouting hate mail, so be it. That's what we'll do. So, and like, there's no doubt about it. That's how it's going to happen. There's too much division in this city, and I point the finger at the journalists. I point the finger at the politicians. So
well,
yeah,
yeah,
but it's hard not to be biased in media. Again, there's a fine line too you can't be crossing, because everybody's biased. We know this.
I know.
Well,
I know.
when we're elected in office, doesn't matter if it's municipal, provincial, federal, you're supposed to represent the people. You're not supposed to push an agenda of any foreign country. But one thing that has come to light, both the Conservative Party of Canada and the Liberal Party of Canada both hire Antifa to push their agendas to, both of them. That's come out in the open. That's not hidden at all. And you'll see Tory done the same thing when there was people protesting in Toronto before the scamdemic. Tory went on the radio and told all his Antifa people to get down there and counter protest. And then there's the kettling of police. Well, all of that's illegal. Police cannot kettle you, but nobody ever takes action against that. No one brings a lawsuit against them. No one, nothing. And this is why they keep getting away from it, because when people don't act, these dictators feel ever more empowered, and then they take a bigger stance, a greater stance, and do all this stuff. So, they're all in bed with the enemy because they are the enemy themselves. They are pushing communism in Canada flat out on every level of government.
Oh yeah, it's evident. We can see it, right, guys? Before we continue this, I hate to shift it. I want to get back into that. So I'm having an event on May 11th. I should have mentioned this. May 11th, I'm having an event. I'd love if for anybody that's in the GTA, Toronto, GTA, to come down, show up. We need the support. May 11th, it's going to be at Les Jardins. Maybe I'll pin something. And we got tickets. It's $150. We got some drinks on the go. We got some food. We got a lot of live entertainment. We have Dr. Michael Palmer that will be speaking. We have a couple other doctors, some lawyers, and I'm going to be speaking. I'm going to make an announcement. I think it's a big announcement. May 11th. I would love for the people that I've been joining together and fighting and protesting together. If you can show up, fantastic. And look, by the way, I'm going to say this. Even the ticket, it's $150. Some people in the movement, I know it's tough to put it together. So if you can't afford it, I'd love to see you there. Maybe we can do a reduced price if you really want to come down and you can. I know 150 is a little rich for some people, but if you really have that desire, then please email me direct or I have Nella. She's dealing with my stuff there. So I did tell her that if someone, has that problem, please help them out. And that's what it is. It is slightly a fundraiser, meet and greet, good times. Got a lot of my friends, supporters that will be there. Love to see a lot of people. And I think we'll have a good time. I got an incredible performer gonna perform. I'm sure that a lot of people know Armando. Just to see him sing, I think it's worth it. Rise Up, one of the biggest songs. I brought him into this movement in January when we did the worldwide rally in Toronto, and people loved it, and he went full out. That's when the big trucker rally started happening. We brought him on the stage there, and so he'll be there performing, and we have a couple other singers. So it'll be a good night. It'll be a lot of fun, and we have some fire show happening. We have the beautiful Angela. She does some nice fire shows with this hula hoop and all this splits. She's incredible. So it'll be a lot of fun. And that's just, I want to plug that in. Maybe I'll post it. Maybe you can pin it. I don't know how we can do that, but we'll figure. Maybe I'll figure it out on this chat. But you know, back to what you're saying. Yeah, we're in a slippery road in the city, in this country, and we need to start standing up. Right now is the time. We need people to run on all branches, all levels. We have no choice, but this is what we're gonna do. I'll tell you this: these people that have been infiltrated and don't have the you know, they don't have the proper interest for the right interest for the city of Toronto. I'm gonna tell you, it might not be today. It might not be, you know, sorry, some people are messaging me, but I'm gonna tell you that I might be the guy that I might even open up investigations to take a look at what the hell happened, what the hell's going on. So, and I mean it. Like, this is, I don't need to do this, but I know that we don't have a choice to do this. And by the way, win or lose in any election, you create a movement. You create a movement and allows you to give you a voice. And the past people that ran for mayor, people still talk about them, right? So, you know, we need to do this. If you really care and you want to make a change, if you're not going to run, support someone that's going to run that has the same values and has the values to restore, you know, what Canada's really all about, right? You know, it's supposed to be a democracy. Someone to, you know, like I said, to be able to have a voice and all that stuff. So, you know,
yeah.
So, hang on. I've been driving around Toronto and I see a lot of empty real estate, especially commercial real estate. Dundas, more than half the places are empty. Like, what can you do to bring those businesses back in?
Interesting. I met up with a very interesting individual today. He has a distillery. He makes wine. He makes all these you know, beers and all that stuff. And he wants to come into the city of Toronto. And he was asking me, how can we do this and all that? We need to really build confidence back to the people in the city of Toronto. What I mean is there is lack of confidence. A lot of people feel that, hold on, am I going to invest into this? Never mind the city, the country. And is the government going to just shut me down again? We've seen what they've done for 2 years. The confidence for the investors has been thrown right out the door. I'll tell you that with a DeSantis in any sort of mayor, council, anything, we're open for business. And if anyone's going to threaten that, I'll be very vocal about it. We're going to stay open. We're going to make sure that everyone knows that this city will never go into shutdown, ever. It will never happen. It was a terrible move to have done what they've done. We've seen what happened around the world where people decided to keep their countries open, their states open, cities open, and they've done very well and they've flourished and their economy is roaring. In Toronto, the city of Toronto is on its knees. And when I say the city of Toronto, I point the finger at John Tory. John Tory didn't want to defend the businesses. He didn't want to do it. He was scared. He was scared of the mainstream media. He's scared of the politicians. And I'm going to tell you something. It would have been very different. Very different. The city, remember, the mayor of any place, including Ottawa or everywhere, they control the bylaw officers. They control the police. So I want bylaw officers to go to the businesses and say, hey, how can we help you, rather than you got to shut down. Right? That's what I want to see. You know, people pay a lot of taxes, and these guys are on payroll, you know, make a lot of money. And, you know, for them, we see the side that they've taken, and I will never, ever allow that. We need to also make the laws a little tighter as the council level, municipal level. We're going to take a look at that, what we can do. We should never, ever allow that to happen. And John Tory didn't want to fight for the businesses. I'm going to tell you that I will. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to open up businesses and bring that confidence back. The investor needs to know that is there going to be politicians that will fight to keep the businesses open, that will never, ever shut them down? And will the mayor or councillors support the businesses and give them all the resources? Look, they lost 2 years. We owe it to the businesses. We owe it to the people that have lost 30% of businesses, by the way, and it could be even more. 30% of businesses shut down in the city of Toronto all across the board, and they'll never come back. Never come back. Think about it. You know, I've invested in many businesses. I know what it takes to save money, and you're allocating hundreds of thousands of dollars, and to think within a year or two that a politician has the power to shut you down? No, that is terrible. It's terrible. You know, you see what's happened in Florida. You know, Florida, look at the economy in Florida. Roaring, people are investing. Ron DeSantis might be one of the top real estate guys in the world. People are flocking to Florida. I want people to flock into the city of Toronto. And we could do it by bringing confidence. So that's what I want to do. You know, we could do a lot of good things, but that's definitely what we can do with the businesses.
Next question. You're not going to like this one. Before people can flock to Toronto, they got to get to Toronto. What are you going to do about the Don Valley Parkway at 401 and get rid of that damn bottleneck? All they got to do is extend the on-ramp and go 4 lanes from pretty much from York Mills all the way to Winford Drive. And it's just ridiculous.
We need to add extensions. Now, that's more provincial. But I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to play politics. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about all branches, by the way. That's the kind of mayor you're going to have. I'm going to be talking about provincial and federal, if they like it or not. If federal MPs don't want to honor, our Canadian Bill of Rights, our Charter rights, I'm going to talk about it. If provincial as well, I'm going to talk about it. So I'm not going to just be a mayor that's just going to talk about city stuff. I'm going to talk about everything. I'll be very vocal. And you know what? Honestly, in a nice way, I really don't care, because that's the way it should be. I am like this now. What? So now, because if I run and I'm elected, I can only talk about municipal stuff? No. Sort of hurt people's feelings. But we need to open and have more extensions in and out of the 401. And add passway. People need to have access to get in there on the 401. Even there's Young in the 401 is congested. I would consider adding another on-ramp from Willowdale as well. I mean, I need to take a look at it, but you got to work with the province. So if we put pressure on with the province, maybe we can get look, whoever it is, we need to work with them and get things done. I'm all about infrastructure. I'm all about, we need to build. We need to do a lot of stuff. So,
yeah, you bring up a good point about whether you win or lose. Not only does it create what you said, but it also creates awareness. Even if they think you might be a complete nutter, and then they start doing the research, and then they start seeing what you said was 100% true. If not at this election, maybe the next one, it'll make people think. And down here in Niagara, it's the same thing. All I see is vacant commercial property. There's all the stores are gone. It's just for rent everywhere, and they have completely destroyed business, like completely, utterly.
No confidence, right? Stefanos, no confidence. Why would an investor bring money and invest? People are flocking money out of this country, out of this city. I'm telling you, how many friends I have? They're like, "Whoa, I got to get something in Florida, or I got to go to Texas," right? Like, why would you? I'm being serious. This is a decision that the people need to make. They need to make a decision where, should we be free and able to do and invest, or should we go with the flow? Or go with the narrative. I'm not about the narrative, because the narrative didn't work. The narrative brought us shutdowns. The narrative brought us mental health spikes. The narrative brought us where we are today. So I'm not into that stuff. We need to keep and build that confidence. So, and everything got hit. I mean, Niagara Falls. Think about that. You can't even fly into the cities because they got all these restrictions. Even the people that are vaxxed, they don't even, they don't even know what's going on. Like they're scared. There's no confidence even flying, because they're like, oh, I got to go through this. Am I going to get? I got to do this test and all this. It's unbelievable. So I think it's all in design. They designed it like this, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
And-
it's not just business that is being ruined and going out to somewhere else. People, we have a mass exodus of people leaving Ontario and Canada and relocating. And people that have been interviewed have said they have absolutely no interest in coming back to Canada. So it has nothing for me. That's exactly what their words were.
Those people that left, I really hope, and if the election process is rigged or not, I really hope that they exercise their vote by mail, whatever. They need to still, consider that Toronto's still your home and exercise that vote. So I know there's a lot of people that flocked away, went down to Mexico, Puerto Rico. How many people I know? Dominican Republic. So listen, you gotta support whatever you can, even if you're out of the country now. But yeah, that's what's happening in real life, and a lot of people don't have thick skin. That's why I always say 1 in 10,000 is always there's a leader in 1 in 10,000. You don't see many of them. And when you see someone that wants to actually fight and be genuine, you support and you help them, whatever you got to do. So, yeah.
What happened, Danny? What happens if you get some commie clowns elected as aldermen?
If there's commie clowns in where?
In City Hall.
As councillors?
Yeah.
Bump heads. Let them know. Expose them. Speak about it. You see, here's the problem. You take a look at a lot of these councillors. Let me tell you the difference. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to say it. They could say whatever they want to say. Their success came because they knocked on doors and they gave fake promises and all that stuff. Isn't it interesting the reverse? I already did my whole business stuff. I already did my investing and all that stuff. I'm doing it reverse. Now I'm going to get my name attacked. I'm going to have, my businesses, all the stuff that I was involved in, it's going to be attacked. And, if they're going to compare what they've done, their track record, to my track record, they don't even come close. You know what I mean? Even John Tory. Let's talk about John Tory. John Tory, okay, is a trust fund baby. Okay? He didn't go out there and start from scratch. He's a trust fund baby, silver spoon, and that's the kind of guy he is. So I don't want to hear about his success. I want to hear about somebody, and I want to hear about somebody, how they started from nothing to where they are today. So if that's what the people in the city of Toronto want, then I'm right here. If they want to continue with this trust fund baby, well, there you have it. And you've seen what he's done in the last 2-3 years. Absolutely nothing. It's a circus show, walking around with 2-3 masks, continue with the fear mongering. And he's got that's what it is. So, he's scared to bump heads with any associations, scared to bump heads with the media. He's a yes man, and yes, no, and that's all you get. So, I'm prepared to bring my skills and see what we can do with the city of Toronto. So,
what are the chances you can get Eileen Davila removed?
Man, I'll tell you this: if I'm in power, she doesn't want to be a representative as a health minister at all for the city of Toronto. That'll be probably the first thing. She'll be gone so fast. Yeah, she's gone. I'll tell you right now. We're gonna get actually somebody that wants to look at all sides and really take a look at what's happening, not worried and just talking one narrative. So what are the chances? I don't know. But we'll be, I don't think she'll like it too much if I'm standing and speaking on behalf of the city of Toronto and I call her out. So she'll make her own decision how she'll resign on her own. My little rough, Ed? What do you think?
No, lay it on the line, man.
Yeah, man.
People can respect the truth. It's actually rather refreshing because the BS and the lies all the time.
For 2.5 years, I had to see the full stupidity with all these politicians. So we're going to put them all on check. If this movement that we're pushing out there, this whole DeSantis movement for the city of Toronto, if we can be victorious, I'm going to tell you something. None of them impress me, and they're not going to like how I'm going to be calling them all out. So it could be DeSantis versus 30, 40, 50 of them, 100 of them. Bring it, baby. And that's how my success was, right? You can't be scared to be vocal.
Yeah.
And that's, you know,
when Ford was when Rob Ford was in mayor, and the councillors got together and tried to censure him and silence him, they actually didn't have the power to do that. And if you go through the municipal act, you'll see that the mayor has ultimate power, veto power, everything. Actually, there was one case in one of the townships that the mayor would not even include his councillors in any of the discussion. He would just sit there and do all the things on his own. That's the type of power a mayor has. It's just a little sad what they done to Rob, with the unconstitutional spying on him with the drones and everything else. And then he didn't stand up when the councillors done that. I wish he would have took a different route, but what's done is done. I just hope the next one that gets in as mayor has a backbone to push back and follow through. So I hope you would be that person, and I hope that you do get in there, because there needs to be an immense amount of change done to reverse everything that has been brought against the people. It's no more a municipality being put into place what they're supposed to provide for people, which is service. Now it's just turned into an all-out dictatorship, an attack on private property rights, an attack on business. You name it, it's just an attack on people. They have literally become the enemy.
Yeah.
You know what I can't understand? If Rob Ford was the mayor, how was he not able to find out that the city of Toronto has been leasing a Cessna 182 loaded with surveillance equipment?
Yeah, Ed, I do have a picture of that plane with the numbers on the side and the registration going right to the police.
Yeah, so they were leasing it. But when they said the city of Toronto does not own a plane, they were correct. But they're releasing it.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, and that falls into the unconstitutional surveillance of the population, right? And when you get the bylaws and stuff, those are complaint driven. Bylaw cannot patrol and look for infringements either.
Yeah, Faith Goldie ran last time. I think she came in third, 25,000 votes or something. And she ran a good campaign, and she got censored off of mainstream media. It's unbelievable.
And again, she never stood up for what she should have stood up when they would not allow her into the debates and stuff. There should have been constitutional challenges right then and there. And the CRTC, she should have never went there with that lawyer. That lawyer led her down the garden path. So I tried to step in and give her a bit of direction, but she already had legal, and it is what it is.
Yeah, well, look, it's terrible what they did to her. I mean, we know a lot of the stuff that they talked about was not true, and sorry guys, I'm really having a problem here. 1 second, guys. So yeah, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah. See if you got a switch there on your phone for silent mode.
Yeah. Okay.
Or do not disturb.
Yeah, I guess people are sending me stuff.
Yeah, so if you get the do not disturb on, it won't interrupt the feed, because you're frozen right now, but we can still hear you.
Oh, am I frozen? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see what's going on.
You'll be back soon enough.
You know what? Hold on. Can you mute me for a sec, and you guys continue talking? I'm just gonna fix something, okay?
Yeah, put it on do not disturb if you have that. All right, he's back in the green room. Sorry to interrupt. You were saying about the municipal act.
Yeah, so there's the duties of the mayor and the duties of council are all set out there. There's also the councilor's guidebook, mayor's guidebook, and it's right clear in there that they are to know and understand. They are to read, know, and understand the charter, the Constitution. So this is where they're all negligent. They're not doing their due diligence. They have not read the charter. They have not read the Constitution. And when they're coming up with these unconstitutional bylaws, that's apparent right there that they are negligent. So when lawsuits come against the city, they should be coming personally against the counselors also. You got to stand up because they are the bottom feeders. They are the catfish that eats the dung off the bottom of the river. They are the lowest on the totem pole. And bylaws are not legislative, they are regulatory. And there's tons and tons of case law out there on that. But they like to view themselves as being legislative, which it is not. Dog tags is a perfect example. Dog tags cannot be imposed on private property. So if your dog never leaves private property and goes, you take it for walks on the street, then they can't charge you for that. And there was a case that went on that with the OLA had taken it on, and despite many court orders for the municipality to show where the municipality has the authority to charge dog tags on private property, they refused to give it, and they just simply stalled out until the time period passed and 11B under the Constitution was brought forth and made it go away. Lots of money for a $75 fine.
Oh, we just lost Danny again.
Damn.
But yeah, dog tags are mural stuff, right?
Yeah, if you're going to take your dog out on the streets, fine. It's public property. Okay, you pay your dog tag license or whatever. But if your dog doesn't leave your property, absolutely not. There's no requirement whatsoever, nor do they have the authority to charge for a license on private property.
Okay, I've got that article ready to come up. You want to look at it?
Sure, if you wanna pop it up. So here's where the chief, I believe it was, threw out the majority of the complaints against the police that people had made. So there was a situation, and you can kind of liken it to this, obviously, in Niagara, where there were complaints on the police officers, and the chief stepped in, threw out the guy who was investigating them. Then he took it over, appointed himself as the one who would investigate the complaints, and then turned around and threw them all out. And then he tried to make a declaration saying that you can't sue us now because you lost in this case. We threw it out. Just impossible. Again, there has to be checks and balances. I would suggest nobody go to the complaints of the police complaint process, because it's the police investigating the police, so they'll throw it out. Just go straight to a lawsuit and sue them, as I did the NRP down here in Niagara twice, not once but twice, and throw them out, hold them to account, because they're just going to throw out all of the complaints you put in. They'll try to justify it. Waste of time, waste of money. Just take these scumbags to court and hold them accountable. Bottom line, plain and simple.
What happened? Oh, Danny's back. Danny, you ready to come in? No, he's gone again. What's going on?
They must not like him on. first. And Niagara Regional Police down here in Niagara especially have a reputation known all the way to Texas, and that they're so corrupt and the dirty police force. There's a Hell's Angels documentary where the NRP come in there, and the Texas police were doing training. They were supposed to be receiving training from the NRP, and they were telling them all sorts of unconstitutional and unlawful things to do to the people. They were just so disgusted with them, they got rid of them.
Danny, you're back in.
I'm back, yeah. So, yeah, you were mentioning about Faith Goldie a little. It was unfortunate what they did. They definitely silenced her and didn't allow the people to make their own decision. So they characterized her as they slandered her. They threw her under the bus. Listen, people can make their own decisions. The media, right? That's what they do. So I know that they'll probably be after me for something. They'll make something up. Who knows, right? So.
Yeah, they're good at making up BS and lying and propaganda, and that's what they're paid to do, though. So they're doing their job. Yeah, kind of good.
Yeah.
But how do you stop that funding, and how do you get media to be more independent like they're supposed to be? How do you make them be more accountable? How do you make counselors more accountable? Supervisors, or people that write the damn contracts that the city signs so much money away to. How do you make them more accountable?
Got to have someone start calling them out. Got to be elected, call them out. It's the only way. I don't know if there's something else that's one. And then we need to take a look at, see if we could put special laws on these politicians. All branches, all levels. We got to put special laws. If this is what they're going to promote and talk about, then they need to. That's what they need to fight on. Can't just be going knocking on doors and lying, saying you're going to do one thing, and you're lying on another. Imagine I'm elected and I'm like, okay, guys, we're locking down the city again. What kind of freaking hypocrite would I be, right? Like, you got to stand up. You say what you say, and you do it. You stick with it. So we don't see that with any of these politicians. It's all politics with these guys. It's all about protecting their job, right? You saw it also on different levels, even with some officers. And this is my job. This is what they told me to do, right? So there's more accountability on all levels. Even some of our professionals, they got to make sure that they always abide by, our constitution. We do have a constitution in Canada and Toronto, and they need to stick by it. Simple as that.
So people say, well, you got to protect your job. Hazel McCallion never cared about that kind of stuff. She did what was right. From what I could see now, she wasn't perfect, but she was one of Canada's longest running mayors, was she not?
Yeah, she was there for a long time. How old is she now? 101 years old?
She's up there.
They were all having great little parties, and and they're telling everyone to put a mask on at the time. I think it was like 4 or 5 months ago. And when they were all together, apparently there was no one wearing a mask. Like, what kind of hypocritical stuff is that? It's crazy. And she's 101. I liked her, though. I liked Hazel. She was a good mayor. Mel Asman, I liked Mel Asman as well. Rob Ford. I thought they were good mayors. I thought they cared for the people, right? They didn't really play too much politics. So, yeah, that's what we need. We need to make a real change in all levels, all branches.
So what can we do about the horrendous traffic in Toronto? And don't say it's a province thing.
I'll tell you what we can do. We need to stop slapping bike lanes in certain streets, like Yonge Street. They're putting bike lanes. I actually brought in Tory 3-4 years ago, and this is one of the things I talked to him about, is are you going to be pushing bike lanes on Yonge Street in our area? And I made it very clear because I'm all about there's certain areas strategically that you can actually put bike lanes. And funny enough, through COVID, this guy was pushing bike lanes all over the place. Yonge Street, north of Toronto, south of Toronto, everywhere. He would just, I guess he caved into the far left mob, I guess you want to call it. Look, we could put bike lanes, do them at the right place. So that's one of the things. We need to fix our streets, though. Our streets are absolutely atrocious. And I don't care what street you're talking about. Finch, Steeles, uptown, downtown. We're living in the city of Toronto, and our streets are like this. We had some people. I was chatting with some people that came in from foreign country. I forgot what it was now. It was hilarious. And they were like, "What's wrong with your streets here?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "Well, back home, our streets are not like this." How is that even possible? We're a strong city and we can't even get that on check. There's easy solutions on how we can do it, and it doesn't even cost a lot. If you're in the construction world, you would probably know. A guy like John Tory wouldn't know. And we need to fix these streets. So the streets are terrible. Think about people put tens of thousands of dollars on their nice little cars, and there's potholes everywhere, and not just in the middle of the winter, in the summer, right? So we need to continue with infrastructure. Roads are obviously part of that. We need to people are like, where are you going to get the money? Okay, well, I'm going to take a look at the budgets that we have all across. I'm going to take a look at where we are throwing money right out the door. So I don't want to talk about taxing the Torontonians, Toronto anymore. I don't want to talk about that. Cost of living goes up naturally. We got to deal with that. But let's take a look at the budgets all across the board, right? I think that's important. I got some really good ideas. People ask me about the gardener. I got a little video that I'm posting out in the next maybe week. What I have a great idea with the gardener, and it would do a lot of good things for the city because, one of the areas is cost of living. Cost of living in the city of Toronto is skyrocketing exponentially. I mean, people can't afford to buy a house, a property. Forget about that. But allude that, they can't even afford to pay rent. So we need to continue with development. We need to pull some of the red tape. We need to make sure that the developers also work with the city. It can't be just a one-way street where they're just, developing and the city doesn't get nothing out of it. A lieu of their taxes that they're paying, they got to give a little bit back to certain organizations and groups, and we'll give them density because we need it anyway. And that will help with a cost of living. But I'll jump into my gardener. The gardener. I'm going to talk about it. I guess my guys are saying don't talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it because I like to talk about it. People are all talking about. There's some councilors talking about we got to take down the gardener. Some people are take down the gardener. The gardener infrastructure to build. Stefanos, I don't know if you know about the gardener downtown the city of Toronto. They've talked about it goes in from east to west in the heart of the city of Toronto, and they're all talking about how it's so ugly and all that crazy stuff. And we've been putting a lot of money into maintaining it. And the people that don't know, with regards to infrastructure, I think the budget's about $100 million a year, yearly, for the gardener, for maintenance and maintenance like snow plowing, salting, and fixing it and upkeeping it, right? So how can we save on that budget? And I have a beautiful idea. It's an idea. Now, why can't we, through the gardener, sell lots, airspace, where the gardener, by the way, think about this. The gardener today would cost billions of dollars. There's no doubt about it to build that infrastructure. So to knock it down would be a terrible move, one, and it would create congestion all across the city. Okay? So how can we keep it? Sell airspace lots for an area of maybe 3 kilometers. We have a problem with housing. So why don't we sell airspace all across the board? By the way, that's instant money into the city of Toronto, instantaneously. And the market's it's still at its high. So they pay top dollar, and we leave the Gardner. And what you do with the Gardner is you build a tunnel where the skyscraper goes up, and you actually essentially have the Gardner in the middle of the structure with proper sound barriers and the whole thing. And now, guess what we just did? The developer is building. He's also building that tunnel to cover making that tunnel for the span of 3 kilometers or 4, whatever it is. We got money coming into the city. We're building residential units. We're keeping the Gardner because people talk about how it's so ugly. Well, it's going to be enclosed, and you can even do barriers where it's see-through with windows, and you can still look through. But guess what happens? The Gardner now, a big portion of it, at the heart, is covered with this infrastructure. And what beats up the Gardner? The weather, right? The weather beats up. It goes into the metal inside the infrastructure, so the concrete all falls down. It is now covered, so we're cutting budget. We don't have to maintain it as much. By the way, the developer will have to maintain it just for that time and then give it back to the city. So we're not giving the Gardner to the developers. In order for them to purchase and to build, they need to fix their area that they're responsible. But I'm going to throw one thing on top of that. I'm going to include is under the Gardner, where they're excavating. Why can't we build and we connect it from Union Station, a subway line for 3 kilometers? So it goes from Woodbine Beach all the way down to the Etobicoke. Why can't we do that? People are scared to hear that we could do this, right? But you got to have it's a little bit. Listen, it's a ballsy move. You got to work with planning. Some of the planning in the city of Toronto, they're not the greatest planners. I want great infrastructure. I want something that people can say, wow, that was actually a really good idea, and let's move forward and execute. Where who's it going to cost? Who's going to be paying most of this? The developer. And that's where you can use the developer. People say, where are you getting the money? I'm not going to really tap onto the city. I'm going to allow the developer. And people are like, well, you really think the developer is going to excavate? Well, they got to excavate anyway, right? They're all responsible for their portion because and by the way, we're going to give them some density. I mean, the buildings downtown, they're 40, 50 floors, right? We give them density. Let them do it. Let them do their thing. Let them build for us. Let the developers, and that's how you utilize that. I think it's a great idea. People say what they say, but you're not going to get everyone's support on everything. But that is something for sure that I love to champion. I think we can do it. So, everyone's got their views. I think we can do something really nice there.
One of your problems there, and your biggest hurdle, is going to be the province. You've seen how they wanted to make the Gardner a toll road there for a while. That never happened, and your greatest problem. So you're going to need to get some legal minds together. You're going to need to do a lot of close work with the province because the Gardner is not the jurisdiction of the municipality. That's going to be your biggest hurdle because how can you do any of what you said when the jurisdiction is not there? So I
think the jurisdiction is Toronto. The Gardner is definitely the jurisdiction of Toronto. Is it not? I'm almost certain it is.
No, because the highway, the Gardner, is provincial jurisdiction. So that's where the problem lays immediately.
I think that's the 401 though.
Oh no, also the Gardner, and that's why they couldn't bring the toll roads up on it.
Well, interesting. Look, and that's where you have to work with the other branches, like especially the province.
Yeah.
Look, I always say I'm not going to like everything that maybe the premier does, but there are areas that we can work together. I'm not going to embrace certain things. If I'm the mayor of City of Toronto, I'm going to look for the best interest of the City of Toronto. If they want to do lockdowns, it's going to be very hard for me to participate with lockdowns, knowing that what we've seen, knowing what we've seen in the last 2 years. But that doesn't mean I can't work with them with regards to building, or what I just said down at the Gardner. We'll work with them, right?
Yeah.
And look, for the most part, I'm not going to throw Doug Ford completely out of out to left field. But I mean, he is working on infrastructure. I got to say, I like that. Right? That I got to give it to him. At least he's doing that. Subway lines, we need to continue and can't stop. If you're going to start, you're going to stop development with regards to build subway lines. Think about this. We could have done some beautiful subway lines in the past, and the cost would have been probably a tenth what we're paying right now. We should have continued and never stopped. And now look at us. We're going full out. We're not stopping. It's costing us a lot, but that's the price, for bad management and bad politicians in the past. So,
So one of the angles you may be able to use is this stupid smart growth. So when I hear municipalities speaking about cost of living because of taxes going up and stuff like that for infrastructure, our real problem is that they're pushing the sustainable development garbage from the UN and the primers that they have out for all the municipalities. And the problem there is when you start, getting density in there and they're wanting to use every bit of square footage that there is free, and they're not allowing expansion of a municipality, that becomes a problem. So it becomes very restrictive, and it ends up not being able to have development. But what people don't understand is you need development in order to get housing, to attract more people. More taxes come in that way. It keeps the taxes lower, and then you have coffers filled for your infrastructure. Now, when you are talking about your plan, that may very well work because it's not putting a toll on the road. So, and then the province will be more willing to work with you in that way. And especially if you start bringing up the smart growth stuff, you're using all this area along the Gardner that's not developed. So if you can develop that, that's more taxes that comes in for infrastructure and everything. So it's just maybe a way of how you pitch it or work with the province together. And actually that might very well be something that would work. So that's a good plan. And everybody, nobody likes Ford, but at the end of the day, the province is the handler of the municipalities, and you need to work with them. There's no way you're going to be able to cut them out and go do whatever you can.
Yeah, no, we need the support of the province, right? I mean, the city pays out taxes to the province, also federally. So we need to work so then we can reinvest back into the city of Toronto. But we have to remember, we need to continue this. This is how we can get out of this. This is we can do it with bringing more jobs. The unions will be happy. And I'm going to tell you this. I want to speed this. You're going to have a contract. We're going to figure out how it's going to be a day and night process. It's not going to just happen from a 9 to 5, from an 8 to 5. It's not going to happen. It's got to be a day and night process. It's got to continue, and it's got to move very, very quickly. We're not going to tolerate this. There are a lot of people, and it'll bring a lot of jobs into the city of Toronto. I think it's important. So,
yeah, absolutely. And on these bike lanes. So the reason why all these cities, these municipalities jumped on bike lanes is because the province was paying them all this money. So they would run these bike lanes, and it would cost peanuts compared to what the province is giving to them. So of course the municipality is going to jump on it. And a good example of this is in West Lincoln when we had our mayor Joyner. He's no mayor no longer, but the interesting thing was he threw these bike lanes up in a rural town. You don't see bikes on the road there. Nobody rides their bicycles, but yet you got this stupid line running down the road. It's a bike lane.
So they just took the money just to build, eh?
Yeah, of course they're gonna take the money. They're gonna pocket that money, and that's after that. And if you think about it, how stupid is it? A bike's always been able to go down the road. You don't need a bike lane. And if they think a bike lane is going to improve safety, that's a crock of crap, because it's just a strip of paint. That's not going to steer a car from accidentally going into that lane or hitting someone or something like that. And I've seen Toronto. I've been plenty of times, especially when my friend was a MPP in Queen's Park, and I was always up there. These bike lanes done nothing. The rent of bicycles, all of them are out there. No bikes were rented. Maybe you might have one bike that was rented out, but all the
look. In fairness, those rental bikes in the summer, I like the concept. I like the idea. It's a good idea. My problem is for 4 months out of the year, nobody uses these bike lanes. Let's be real for a second. So, and maybe we need to somehow change it. For 4 times out of the year. I mean, I wouldn't know. I'd have to really put time and effort to think about what we can do. I mean, if they're not used for 4 months of the year, is there something we can do that we keep that area? It goes back. It's similar. It's similar, like when they do snow plowing, they say, okay, you can't park for 4 months. You can't park here at snow. The snow plowing guys, for maybe 4 months of the year, we do something where the bike lanes are from this day to this day. We change them or something. I mean, I don't know if it would cost or whatever we would do, but we got to work. We can't make the life of the driver go crazy. I mean, we want people to get to work, get to home, right? Nowadays, a lot of people are working at home, but we need to make sure that our roads are moving functionally, and they're not. And these bike lanes are really costing a lot of traffic, a lot of problems.
Yeah, and where I was driving to is nobody rides bikes. I don't care if it's summer, winter, whatever. Those bikes are sitting there all these years, 8 years plus that my friend was an MPP, and I was there all seasons, all 4 seasons. Those bikes are never rented out because people will just take public transit. They don't want to ride a bicycle, get all sweaty and blah, 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 and pay for it. And I, from what I hear, the rates were kind of high to boot. So you have a bunch of bikes that are just sitting there rusting, and the municipality is going to be footing the bill for that. To me, it's wasted money, period. But that's just my opinion. Maybe other think it works. I don't know. As far as I've seen, it's never worked. So I don't know. And again, that's part of Agenda 21, right? So the reduction of using vehicles and pedaling. That's what they want you to do.
Well, I guess they're pushing it big time. The gas prices are just out of control. Wow, I've never seen it like this. What do they do? What is it now? $1.81, $1.85 or something?
Diesel's over $2 right now.
Well,
yeah.
Where, Ed?
Diesel's over $2 right now.
Yeah, diesel's over $2. I think it was $1.82 the other day.
For diesel?
No, for gas. It was $1.82, and I wasn't even empty. I had about 3/4 down. It cost me $95 to fill up. And then if you think about it, if you have a pickup truck, you have a 136-liter gas tank, and you work that out, you're looking at about $350 or so to fill up your vehicle. And this is being made, done, I should say, in order to force people not to drive. I know a few years back, they were complaining that they wanted Canada to get on par with the rest of the world because we were way lower, and they wanted to drive the gas prices up to $2.35 to put us on par with the rest of the world. So, can you imagine $2.35 a liter? And we're getting there.
Unbelievable, guys. I gotta run. I gotta hop on a call before these guys crash for tomorrow. But I just want to say one more time, guys. Here's the event, May 11th. If you have a chance to come down, it'll be a lot of fun. We're gonna have some great speakers, some musicians. I think I posted it on the chat. I know, Ed, you're coming, and yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be really good. May 11th. We need all the support. And what can I say? We're gonna keep fighting every single day, and one way or the other, we're gonna win. We're gonna keep winning. So every day is another victory. That's how I say it. That's how I see it. So, all right, guys. I'll see you guys later. Oh, there you have. Are you on my site?
That's what you sent me, and I'll see if I can make it bigger here.
Oh yeah, that's the website. You can go on the personal one, the DannyDeSantis.ca. You can pick up a ticket there, or you just go straight to the email, Danny@DannyDeSantis.ca. Actually, I got some merchandise in there. I got some hats and some of these hoodies in there. So I actually got them out there. So if you're interested in any of those, send it. We'll have Nella send them over and stuff, and it'll be a lot of fun. So
it's at Le Jardin, and it's May 11th.
Yeah, it's at Le Jardin. It's a beautiful hall, very prestige hall. And starts at 6. Love to have everybody there come early. I said to 10, but between me and you, it's going to go much later than 10. We're going to have some music and some drinks going on. It'll be a lot of fun. And we're going to have some, well, I have a surprise. I don't want to talk about it yet, but I think that everyone will be extremely happy. My special surprise, but we'll see. I didn't sign it up. I didn't confirm yet on that end, so we'll see what happens. So thank you so much, guys. Stefanos, Ed, we will talk soon.
All right, Dan, thanks. And if ever you want to throw around some ideas, I believe you got my email. Just email me, or call me, whatever, and
sure,
help you out.
Well, I need smart people around me, and I always say so. I love intelligent conversations and great ideas. So shoot me a note, even on social media, or call me, whatever. I love to sit with you. Let's talk. Maybe you should run politically. Maybe we can use someone down in Niagara.
Yeah, I do run politically. I've run for mayor before, and I've run in about 5 provincial elections. So I'm.
Did you really?
Oh yeah. So, and I'll be running in this one coming up too. So.
Really? What are you going to do? What party?
I'm with the Libertarian Party. The sign in the back there, the Ontario Libertarian Party. I've run in a few elections there, and I ran for mayor in West Lincoln. But yeah, I can certainly help you out with some ideas. Being I'm a governor now on the executive of the Ontario Landowners Association. We're in defense of private property rights. And we have nothing but problems with conservation authorities, municipality bylaw, bureaucratic overreach. So this is what we've been standing for, basically in a nutshell. So,
well, listen, let's get together. Listen, if you got a chance, come by May 11. If not, call me. Let's chat. Let's talk.
Well,
you come to Toronto a lot?
I do sometimes, yeah, because I have my lawyer friend up there on University Avenue, so I do go up there quite a bit.
I come to Niagara once in a while. Maybe next time I'm down there. I was there actually last week. Maybe I'll shoot you a note. We'll get together and let's talk. I think it's great.
Good, Danny. Thanks for coming on, and I hope you end up smoking these guys. We need some change.
Well, we got 6 months to rock and roll. So thank you so much, guys, Ed, and we'll see you guys later. Thank you.
There you go. So I don't know how it keeps happening. Here's the email if you guys want to grab some tickets, or if you just want to check out his platform and stuff, or if you want to volunteer your time. So it's DannyDeSantis.ca is his website. And it's going to take a lot of people to get this done, but if you guys want to get involved, let's do this.
I see Derek's back. Where is he? He just disappeared again. Hey, Ed, and in the private chat, I put up an article there. If you want to throw that up for a second, I'll have a little story about that guy. It's pretty interesting, to say the least.
So this is something to do with sexual assault, eh?
Well, what else is new? Politicians and going after minors, as usual. So this Darren Ottaway, at the time that I charged Pelham's bylaw officer with trespass, and I held him to account. This guy here, he was the CAO. Everybody in the town of Pelham could not figure out why, at the time, Dave Augustine, who was the mayor, had hired him. He was a nobody. He was a CAO of a CN, small, 10 people type of town, way up north somewhere, brought him down. They bought him a home, brought him in, all this stuff. And of course, he ends up getting nailed with assault, sexual touch, I believe it was, some other things, with a person under the age of 16. So we have our trending pedophiles, I'd like to call them. I believe that's what they are, because these are minors. And the funny thing is, if you see right there in the bottom paragraph, you'll see it says Ottaway was not present. You just passed it there. Up a little more, a little bit more, one more paragraph, I think. Yeah, right there. Did not appear to be present during the regular Cochrane Town Council. So he was shit canned from down here in Pelham, and now he ended up in Cochrane. It's kind of interesting because these charges were laid on him during his time down in Pelham. And then all of a sudden, there was no reason given why he was no longer the CAO. At the same time, there was accusations of the then mayor, Dave Augustine, being accused of kickbacks because everyone else's property went for a mere $200,000, but when it came to his mother, it was almost $1 million. It was 900 and some thousand. So the problem here is this: they knowingly knew this guy was charged, and with what he's been charged with, and they brought him up to another municipality, so in Cochrane. So that's very disturbing to me. You simply can't get away with this and shove this guy up there. We've all seen pedophiles. They're always repeat offenders. Is this going to stop? But this guy did not even show up to court. So if it was any other person, Ed, you or me, if we were ever charged and we never showed up to court, we would have a bench warrant on us so fast. But what is with this guy? This is the question I'd like to ask. What is with this guy that he was brought from a one-horse town down here where the town bought him a home and got him put in there? He's the exact degenerate that I went after during my hearing at Town Hall, which I was already aware they had told the newspaper in Pelham that they were not going to agree with me no matter what. So that tells you all of the bias and the negligence and the corruption within the township. And I took these guys to divisional court, and I charged a bylaw officer, and they made a big change. They came the night before at 6:30 in the evening to find out what would work for me to make my court case go away with them. And I told him, and I got everything I wanted, and I got it in writing. So these corrupt pieces of garbage just simply are shuffling these guys around. Now, I really want to see what happens to him when it comes to trial time. But if you notice the minuscule amount of punishment they get, and this is, they're treating someone like Pat King, who had a lawful protest, like
1 hour later.
when you have people like this and they don't even show up, there's nothing against them. What the hell is going on? People need to start pushing back against this. And the former mayor, Dave Augustine, is now in my riding. This is who I will be running against in the provincial elections. We have Dave Augustine, former mayor of Pelham, who hired this dirtbag. He's going to be running for the NDP. No shock there. And the other dirtbag we have running is my former mayor in West Lincoln, Doug Joyner. So what do we got going on here? Ed, if you can come down, if they invite me to a debate, I'd love for you to come down and film it, and we can put it up online and show what kind of degenerates these guys are. They stopped the child representatives trying to run for them because Sam Oosterhoff was, 19 or so when he got elected as MPP. He took Tim Hudak's spot. This is a conservative riding, so you could have put a piece of dog turd there and they would have got elected. That's how conservative it is. But now there's a desperate need for change. And now you got these kind of guys. Neither one of these two mayors were ever liked by the people, And before that, they were putting 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, thinking because Sam got voted in at that age that's the route to go. But these 18 and 19-year-olds wouldn't show up to a real debate. They would only show up at the Chamber of Commerce debates, which were all scripted, and you were given your questions the night before, so the handlers would write everything. Come down to a real debate, I would have destroyed each and every one of them. So it comes down to the people. Know what pieces of garbage are running for your MPP in a provincial voice for everyone. We got to start pushing this stuff and finding out what the hell is going on, because these guys are corrupt as hell. I've heard some other stories. I won't say now. I don't have any proof of it. It's just rumors for now, and it concerns both mayors. Yeah, one goes for one mayor's son, and the other mayor goes along the lines with a woman's shelter and then family and children's services. So I won't get into that. That'll be another story at some point down the line if anything ever surfaces. So we got to start pushing back. Start getting ourselves, and people need to run yourself. Don't be afraid. Join up for candidates. Go to Libertarian Party even. Go there. You'll love our platform. You'll freaking love it to death. Get up as a candidate. Get out there. Run municipally. Do whatever. The only way we're going to take this stuff back is if we get our people back into power, because our communists have put themselves into power, and this is why we're seeing what we're seeing now.
So, you know who Roger Stone is?
I heard the name, but no.
Helped get Trump elected.
All right. What about him?
I read somewhere today, I don't know if it's true, but apparently he's going to be working for the Ontario Party.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I don't know if the source was good or not, so let's just leave this one as speculation.
So the Ontario Party, who the now currently elected MPPs voted for the critical race theory in our schools to start fining students and shit for going against white people, because white people are subconsciously racist. How could you even say that? I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say black people are subconsciously racist. Is that true? Absolutely not. How can you even? And this is why they call it theory, because there's actually no factual proof of this whatsoever. And it's another contention of division that the governments are using to divide people. So blacks are not racist, white is not racist, red's not racist, yellow's not racist, brown's not racist.
White is racist.
The only racists are the elected government officials right now at this time. They are the racists. They are the ones making actual racist comments and racial slurs against white people. Those are the real racists.
So I'll have to look at it. If Cochrane is bad, I might rethink it. I don't want to leave one bad town. Who is messing with the... I don't want to leave one bad town for another. Laugh out loud. Actually, my town isn't that bad. And I'm assuming Jennifer's talking about Toronto right now. Yeah. Derek, take your hand off the mouse.
Well, I guess there you go, Ed. Stone is officially joining. So somebody made the comment there.
It is the same Roger Stone, the picture that I've seen. I can't imagine it'd be anyone else. So they're serious about winning then.
Well, I will, with no uncertainty, tell everyone that none of the new parties will get elected. This just does not happen. It takes a lot of years of hard work, and it takes a lot of years to change the minds of the sheep that vote conservative just because they're conservative. And it doesn't matter anymore what they're pushing, because anything is better than liberal or anything is better than NDP. You got to break that cycle, because in a lot of cases you're going to be electing something worse. So you got to learn to break the sheep voting and vote for a party that's never been elected. That's the only way you're going to turn it around. Look at their platforms, see which one resonates best with you, and then push forward with it. Don't sit back or we are screwed. It's literally a case of history repeating itself, period. It's insanity.
So if anyone's wondering, where's Angus? It's in Ontario. It's west of Barrie, and it's just before you go into Base Borden. Correct? I did some work up there. I can't remember what I was doing there, though. I know I worked on the bank at Base Borden back in... actually, it was a bank that got converted to a general store, variety store. If you see red siding, it's probably faded to orange by now. It's back in the 80s. Wow. Anyways.
You were a banker, Ed?
No, I was working on a building. It was a bank that they had converted to a variety store in Base Borden somewhere.
I was going to say, you never cease to amaze me.
Man, I've driven by my own work, and I think, boy, that looks familiar. And I'm thinking, did I do that or not? It's just too many jobs.
Hey, it's just like me. When I got out of high school at 16, I dropped out and I went straight into framing and building homes. And to this day, I drive by some of the homes I built, and I'm thinking, it's still standing, so I've done a good job.
So I've got a video here, and hopefully it'll play for me about what's happening with the bikers this week. Oh, man, now I got to go find it. Oh, keep talking, Stefanos. This is tough when they send you in the wrong format.
All right, no problem.
Hang on.
Oh, you got it?
Yep, now I got to figure out how to bring it in. Stop. Okay, let's see if this will do it. New tab. Oh, that's not good. No, I thought I had it. Keep going.
All right. So I was just gonna say, Glenn, I'll shoot you a text when I get free tomorrow, and yeah, that sounds like a plan. That preventative medicine is the best treatment for keeping those bad little germs away. It's been working flawlessly from the beginning of all this, be it flu, be it whatever else. I haven't been sick in, God, it's got to be 15, 20 years. I haven't even gotten a cold. So far, so good.
Derek, I'm going to email you a video file.
Which picture is that, Beavis? I don't remember that. Oh, no. It wasn't a daughter. It was a boy. Yeah, my son. Yeah, I was a metalhead. Still am. Oh, hell yeah. But again, everyone, don't be afraid to run for office. Really, now is the time we need to do it more so than ever. The amount, especially on the municipal level, the amount of Antifa that ran, they actually formed a third party group and they got all the Antifas in there. They got them to sign basically a contract that you're going to do what they tell you. And that immediately goes against what your position is for. It's not to represent a group, it's to represent the people that elect you in there. And that means everyone, whether it be liberal, conservative, NDP, commie, fascist, you name it. That's your job, is to represent everyone and bring good government for everyone constitutionally, and what your duties are as an elected official. So, but get in there. Don't be afraid. Got nothing to be afraid of. Worst thing that can happen is you don't get elected. But the good thing out of that is at least you are making people aware and you are making an impact, because people now have knowledge they never had before. And there's no qualifications to be a politician. Politicians are ordinary, everyday people. Right now, all these NGOs, groups, and otherwise have gotten their own people in, and they have been pushing a very good campaign of brainwashing built on a mountain of lies. So you have to sit there and do your research, find out what's going on now, expose it, and attack them with it. Make them look like the idiots they are when you go up in a debate. And tell me, trust me, debates are nothing difficult. You know, you'll be amazed on how stupid a lot of these people are. and all you need is common sense. Common sense will pull you through, no problem. You'll make them look as dumb as they really are.
I'm going to lose it.
Well, Kirsten, you should definitely jump in. There's still time. You can get your signatures and jump in. I wouldn't discourage anyone from doing that. You should all do that. Well, I guess the show is now mine. Everyone's gone. Okay, so One of the things we really need to do is pay attention in your municipalities, hold them accountable. They have health boards they created during this BS, and nobody is qualified to be on them, and none of them are, the people that municipalities are appointing to the boards have no medical background, and they are just going with everything that they're being told. So again, you have a clear case of negligence. They're not qualified and they're just doing what they're told. So you have another puppet master in the background. All the while they're growing government. We don't need to grow government. We need to reduce government because they have gotten out of control.
And looks like Stefanos froze again.
One hour later.
Derek, can you open that video file?
Beavis, there's absolutely no requirement. The only requirement is that you're a Canadian citizen. That's how it's always been from the very start. That's how it is now, and that's how it'll stay. There's no requirement. Get in there, jump in there, stand up for this stuff, make your presence known, and who knows, with some luck, you might get in and can start affecting change from the inside, as a couple of my
Howdy, folks. It's been a very interesting day. It has been a very interesting day. And I would suggest nobody ever say a thing on the Hill, all right? Messes it. Anyway, long story short. Rolling Thunder, Ottawa is still a go. More information will be coming out tomorrow, but we have been working with the city, and Rolling Thunder, Ottawa is still a go, all right? So remember, when you're coming in, peace, love, respect, follow the rules of the traffic, all the highway codes, be nice people, be the people you are. But anyway, we will have more information coming out tomorrow, but I know there's a lot of people out there going, are we, aren't we, is it, isn't it? But anyways, this is to calm your fears. Rolling Thunder, Ottawa is still a go, okay? Remember, God loves you, and He's working with us, and He's coming with us, and I'll see you in Ottawa.
Thanks, Derek. I was going to do the computer in. I don't know how he gets it to play. I was just sweating and could not make it happen. You got some splaining to do, Lucy. So there you go, guys. There'll be more updates coming from these guys as the week goes on, but there you go. It's a go. So let's see if we get 80,000 bikes in Ottawa this weekend. That'd be sweet.
I'd love to see a million, Ed. The weather's been cooperating. Everyone should get out there. Bikes, cars, trucks, whatever. Just get out there, make your presence felt. Let these dictators know that there's massive opposition. You're not a fringe. You are the majority.
Oh, did I mention fringebook.ca is sponsoring the Vets for Freedom event on Thursday in Burlington?
No, I don't think you did. Let it fly.
So there's a new platform. These are a couple guys that just woke up when they were out in Ottawa. And a couple friends they met. I believe they're from the Kitchener area. So they've got a whole bunch of domains tied to fringebook.ca, com, org, whatever. So they've got that nailed down. It's a new platform. We're going to be trying to live stream from there in the next few days, just to get the word out. We know there's more censorship coming down the pipe soon. When I run into these guys again, I'm going to be pushing them to get down and get those ipfs.zil website, which is it's a blockchain style website, and you can access it through unstoppable domains extensions, and you got to load that into your Brave browser. So when they really cut back on the internet or really try to knock it down, we'll still be having this show up.
John, it might be a little rain, but it's still warm, so I don't mind standing in the rain. I'm not going to melt. I'm not sugar. At least I'm told I'm not sweet. How's that?
Gee, you think they're messing with the weather in Ottawa?
Well, here's something crazy for you. So St. Catharines, Welland, and all these areas are all right beside each other, but yet we're all out in the 20s in Welland and out in this area and everything. But you take St. Catharines, I think it was down to like 8 or 11. So I'd say they're messing with the weather. How can you have that such a sharp contrast, 10 degrees plus, on a neighboring municipality? That's just crazy.
Well, the wind's blowing over the lake, right? So it's cooling down the air.
Sure. There's always that, yeah. But on that,
Well, even in the summer, the people that live right down on the lake, it's 4 or 5 degrees cooler, and then you go in 3-4 blocks inland, and you're up to 30, 35 degrees again.
well, I can see 4 degrees or so difference, but not 10 plus. No freaking way. And the lake's not going to make that big a difference, I would suspect.
You'd be surprised, man. Evaporating water takes a lot of heat.
Yeah, it does. And we got rain and everything. Here's your wave, Danielle. And but there's never been that sharp of a contrast. Especially, look, we're in between all the lakes. We're in between Lake Ontario and Lake Erie, and then you got the Niagara River. Niagara River actually acts as a massive barrier. I'm glad it's there because Buffalo gets all the crap weather and we get all the nice weather. But going the other way is a little difference.
So, Jennifer, if you're running a Brave browser, you want to get the Unstoppable Domains extension. It's it's available on Brave, and I don't know any other browsers that have this Unstoppable Domains extension. I know there's some kind of onion routing going on there, and it's to get to those ipfs.zil websites. They will not be going down, regardless of what the government tries to do. So I've been told by some very knowledgeable people, and a lot of other people I'm talking that claim to be network administrators and up on all the latest tech. They say, "What the hell are you talking about?" So I guess we'll be finding out pretty soon.
Yeah, Dave, I like to keep my little doggy comfortable. It can do whatever. As long as I don't have the cats jumping on me tonight and using their tails as a microphone.
Yeah. So Jennifer, again, you got to add the Brave browser. Let me ask you, Ed. Stefanos, was a 98 ice storm a false flag?
Good question. They're messing with our weather since the 70s. So, and that's on the government website. So it's not a conspiracy. It's not hidden. It's out there. Just type in the treaty between the U.S. and Canada and weather modification. I believe there's 3 different acts that govern weather modification. So just look up. You'll see if it's a nice sunny day in the morning, about noon or so. If they're not spraying in the morning, around noon, by evening it'll be all overcast. If it's in the morning and you see the spraying, by noon it will be all overcast. So it's an interesting subject. Sometimes they make it not rain, other times they make it rain, and then you throw HARP in and everything else.
Go to ipfs.zil. Again, ipfs.zil. See if you can get the Unstoppable Domains extension from there, and then you just, if it's there, then you go to the three dots, the top right-hand screen of your Brave browser. Go down to extensions. It also says find extensions in the web store. I haven't done this yet. This is just information I gained yesterday. I've heard about this a few times. Let me see. I'll be getting this going soon. I don't know if it's going to happen this week. Lots going on this week. We've run out of time, Stefanos. Tomorrow, Doug Force will be on the show. He's going to be talking about economics, world economics, what's going on, and a spin on, he'll be telling us what's going on all over the world as far as financial crisis goes, the destruction of the dollar, the fake fiat currencies, what's going to replace it, the timing, and some solutions, some possible solutions for Canadians. So you won't want to miss that one. And we're trying to get Wayne, but I don't know if Wayne's going to come on our platform. I think he's still mad at Derek. Derek, can you play us out?
Let's go. The world getting crazy, baby, chill. Don't medicate, just meditate. You waking up now, well, baby, you hella late. Educate, look at what's going on, let it resonate, accelerate. Find your inner hunger like you never ate. Agenda is to push the hate. Separate and segregate, don't celebrate quite yet. The storm is coming, Q, for heaven's sake. Violence that they demonstrate, instigate and penetrate the values of our country. And our God is what they desecrate. My fighters ain't no featherweight. Pulling out the seams of the fabric that they fabricate. They feed us lies, manipulate, intimidate through fear and force, forcing us to sit and wait till we come together, congregate, and then we liberate. Praying that you give me strength to find some love amongst the hate. Marching on the streets of blood till I see the golden gates. Troubadour, troubled souls, one of God's servants. Blades out, cut the grass till we see the serpents.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show, it stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.
I know the truth is hard to swallow, just digest it. Suspected something's going on, chosen just neglected, deflected by some breaking news. Oh, we just accept it, expected just to fall in line and follow their perspective. Don't question their objectives, but I got a lot of questions. How these kids molested, but nobody's been arrested. Read it in the testament, these children are protected. So I'm fighting all these terrorists, both foreign and domestic. Refuse to be directed, lying not a sheep. Only kneel to my God, so I'm dying on my feet. Silence when we speak, but there's violence in the street. I've been rolling with the punches, I can't take it on the cheap. Nah, drink from a glass half full, I'm optimistic. People are sadistic, so vicious and malicious. Praying for assistance to overcome opposition, or I'm gonna start resisting and then I pray for forgiveness.
Oh, one day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show, it stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now. We need you now. Oh, we need you now. One day. I hope you see the truth. This puppet show, it stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.